Okay, so in our last video we talked about how we would need to burn 3,500 calories to lose 1 pound of body weight. We talked about our sample person who took in roughly about 2,500 calories a day just to maintain their body weight, or that's the amount of energy that they would need to take in to maintain their body weight. So if you don't take in as much energy as you're using, there is somewhat of a deficit. You'll end up burning fat. And if you take in more calories than you need to do what you need to do, then your body has some extra energy and it will store the fat. So now we're at the point where we can actually talk about what to eat. And we're going to talk first about my old friend, the food pyramid, which has been replaced by my plate. So let me actually bring up a search window here, and we're going to search for food pyramid. Okay, and the first thing that actually comes up is the website for my plate. We'll talk about that in another video. And I'm going to open this up. It's actually the Wikipedia page for the food pyramid. And if we scroll down, there's a good graphic that I'm going to bring up and enlarge. It's this one right here. So here is our food pyramid. And this is very nice because this food pyramid gives you kind of a guideline of what you want to take in on a daily basis. There's a little key up here up top. These yellow circles mean that there's some fats. These upside down white triangles are some added sugars. So let's start at the bottom at our base of the pyramid. This is the carbohydrate group. It's got bread, rice, pastas, and cereals in it. You need about 6 to 11 servings on a daily basis. And one thing that I would advise with the carbohydrate group is that with a lot of these things, the breads, you've got whole wheat bread, you've got refined white bread, whole wheat pasta, brown rice versus white rice. And the things that are whole wheat and less refined are better for you in the long run. When some of these things have been more refined, they strip away the outer coating, which has some vitamins, minerals, and fiber in it. And that white bread and plain pasta and that white rice has a tendency to spike up your blood sugar because it's more processed. Your body can digest it really quickly. It spikes up your blood sugar, and then it kind of falls down. Whereas the versions of this, the whole wheat bread, the brown rice, and the whole wheat pasta, they give you a more controlled sugar release as your body slowly digests it. So that's nicer for your blood sugars. Okay, so we'll go up to this next category of fruits and vegetables. In the past, there's been a campaign of Strive for 5, trying to get in that minimum number of servings of fruits and vegetables a day, and that's kind of something that's stuck with me. So I find myself sometimes even at night thinking, did I get in 5 servings of fruits and vegetables during the day? With our vegetables, there is some naturally occurring fat, like in avocados, for example. But these aren't like the saturated fats that you hear about, so they're not the ones that are as bad for you. With our fruits, I would caution that whole fruit is better for you than drinking fruit juice. It's almost a similar claim of what we talked about with the carbohydrate group, in that whole fruit's got that extra fiber in it rather than drinking a juice, which may just spike up your blood sugar. But the whole fruit, even though it has some sugar in it, if that extra fiber will kind of help blunt that response in the body. Moving up the pyramid, we have our dairy group, the milk, yogurt, and cheese group. We've got our milk in there. So you want to try to take in the form of milk that with the least amount of fat. Hopefully skim or 1 or 2%. Rather than taking like whole milk. We also find that yogurt is in this category, Greek yogurt, which has become pretty popular lately, as well as our regular yogurt as well. Yogurt's particularly helpful if you are on antibiotics for any reason, for clearing any sort of infection. A lot of times I'm telling my patients, try to get in either yogurt or a probiotic, which is something that you might see being advertised or find in your local drugstore. Probiotics, or those live cultures that are found in yogurt, are really good at repopulating the bacteria that's supposed to be there in your GI tract. And a lot of times when you're antibiotics, it kind of kills off some of the bacteria that's supposed to be there. All right, moving on, we have the meat, poultry, fish, beans, eggs, nuts group, and only 2 to 3 servings of this are recommended on a daily basis. Where I live in the United States, we probably overdo this group. And then at the top of the pyramid is fats, oils, and sweets. And if I could make this a smaller portion of the pyramid, I would, because these are to be used sparingly. So what's nice about the food pyramid is, what you should do is try to get in all those things that your body needs, in terms of your carbohydrates, your proteins, and then, hopefully more of some good fats rather than all that saturated fat that you find in your, candy bars and cakes and cookies and whatnot. So in the next video, we'll talk more about how to eat a balanced meal, and we'll talk about the My Plate diagram, and we'll see you there. Thanks.